by the sea, and Halloween for you and me. Oh, that's right. LiveSCREAM time. Sorry. I was reading Puff the Magic Dragon. Yeah, I know. Sorry. I was actually wrapping up some baby shower gifts for tomorrow. Let me tell you, if you saw the video earlier tonight, trying to wrap up that stuffed ride-on horse was definitely probably the weirdest thing I've ever had to wrap in my life. Anyway, welcome into the LiveSCREAM, everyone. Doing double duty here tonight. We already had a premiere, 2 hours ago? Then we had a short an hour ago, and now here we are for the Friday night LiveSCREAM. We've had something every hour, back to back tonight here on Friday night. Welcome in October Breeze. Welcome in Derek. Welcome in Sherry. Welcome in Barb. Welcome in Mary Beth. Everyone, welcome into the chat. Amy, Tony, welcome into the chat as well. Thanks for moderating tonight. As always, Breeze, definitely much appreciated. Seth, welcome in. Jennifer, welcome in to the LiveSCREAM for the first time, I believe, Jennifer. Shout out to Jennifer, everyone. Will, welcome in. Sam, welcome in. Let's see. It definitely was the weirdest thing I've ever wrapped up in my life. Yeah. And I cut my finger on the tape dispenser a few minutes ago. So I'm going to have to find the super glue here in a minute. But I made it to the LiveSCREAM in time. But anyway, shout out to Colton. Thank you for joining into the chat tonight. Also, shout out, I was going to say, to Jennifer. She used to come into the LiveSCREAMs on the old Black Hearts Club channel. And I believe Jennifer just rediscovered the new channel about 2 or 3 days ago. So it's always fun when we see returning viewers from the old channel. So definitely, Jennifer, glad to have you here tonight, and welcome back to the dark side on the new channel. So, Andrew, things are going great for the most part. Just a crazy hectic night here for me tonight. Like I say, Halloween drops back to back all week long. We'll get into that in just a few moments. Got the big baby shower tomorrow, my first ever grandchild, so that's what I was doing before the LiveSCREAM, trying to get all the gifts wrapped up and all the food and stuff ready for tomorrow, so I'm not running behind in the morning, because Saturdays are normally my day off, so I like to sleep in a little bit, so I figured I would oversleep, and then I would be rushing like the Griswolds in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and everything would just turn to complete chaos in the morning. Andrew says, me and my wife absolutely love your YouTube channel. Thank you so much, Andrew. Definitely much appreciated. You know, anytime anyone finds time in their day or night to tune into my little weird side of the internet on YouTube, it is definitely much appreciated. And I hope that some of it brings a smile to your face, and some of the craziness that I do here on the channel, I hope you get a chuckle and a laugh out of it. For sure. Spirit Halloween 2026, we're definitely going to get into that in just a moment, because they had a big Summerween celebration kickoff down in Wildwood, New Jersey this afternoon. Maybe I should say up in New Jersey, since they're above me. So they had a big Summerween bash up in Wildwood, New Jersey. We're going to talk about that and everything that's happened this week, and everything that's going to happen next week, and everything in between. So let's get into it. Obviously, since the last Friday night LiveSCREAM, I've got the new edition here. I've got the Cracker Barrel Haunted House Blow Mold, which I've been showing and telling in almost every video this week. Down to the shore. Down was right. Okay, gotcha. I spent a little bit of time in New Jersey myself. I was up in the Cranberry, Trenton area about 22 years ago, so spent a little bit of time up in New Jersey. Haven't been up that way in about probably 12 or 13 years, when me and my family went up to New York City, and I told this story many times here on the LiveSCREAM, so I won't bore you all with it again. I didn't realize I was supposed to take the exit for Manhattan. I was thinking there was going to be an actual exit for Times Square, so I kept literally circling around on the freeway there in New York, paying the toll booth over and over and over again. It was like the Griswolds in National Lampoon's European Vacation, when he kept circling around saying, look, kids, Big Ben, Big Ben. That was me going round and round into New York City. But anyway, I finally got myself into the city, and that was that. But anyway, lots going on. Cracker Barrel is dropping. You've probably seen the updates all week this week. Cracker Barrel in some areas already has some of the Halloween stuff set up. I'm going to eventually do another update and go in store and see the entire full display. But last Saturday, I believe I was one of the earliest ones to get a sneak peek at it when they were nice enough to bring all of that stuff out of the back stock room for me. I know, Sherry, it was just complete chaos circling around in New York City, but definitely makes memories. Jennifer says Dollar General can't wait to see their Summerween. I keep checking, Jennifer. I Google it every day to see if Dollar General has any Summerween or any Halloween. Nothing yet. Dollar General's still missing in action, so maybe we need to put them on a milk carton. Maybe we need to put Dollar General, Target, Michael's, because Michael's hasn't given us any Halloween drops besides the Lemax Spooky Town collection. I'm assuming you all saw that short where I put Target's Halloween on a milk carton, because Target normally is pretty early with online drops, but this year, somebody somewhere in the Target CEO, franchise, board of directors, whoever, they have fallen asleep when it comes to Halloween this year. I have no clue what is going on. Walmart is beating Target to the game this year. Go figure. I know I'm missing a lot of people that are coming in. I apologize. Welcome into everyone that's coming into the chat. Let's see. Hannah says, I hope Michaels does a witch theme. It's definitely leaning towards that, Hannah, because the themes that they're going for, the 3 themes that I dropped in one of the videos, it's like spells and all of that stuff. So naturally, it's got to be leaning towards witches and all of that stuff. So I'm assuming that's what it's going to be for sure. And looks like Bath and Body Works, of course, from the update this week. Looks like we're getting the haunted style carnival circus thing with the popcorn candles. And then later in the season, we're going to get a Nightmare Before Christmas drop. So I'm assuming that's got to be coming pretty soon as well. Casket Crew, welcome in. Also, Black Hearted Trick or Treaters. Am I late? What did I miss? You didn't really miss a whole lot. You didn't miss a whole lot. We really got started here. We're only about 10 minutes into this. Just doing a recap of everything that's going on tonight. Did everybody see the clips going around of the Spirit Halloween Summerween celebration in Wildwood? They had Art the Clown out on the boardwalk. He was out there doing photo ops and taking selfies, and they were selling the new Summerween merchandise right there at a kiosk on the boardwalk. I was really thinking today that it was going to be a better drop of news coming from Spirit Halloween. I don't know why I set my expectations up for that. I thought we were going to get more info on the camp theme for this year, but instead it was just Art the Clown out on the boardwalk selling stuff. He was pushing his merchandise. I mean, he's got to make a living, right? He's got to make a living. Hannah says, I do a family and friends Halloween party every year. I do a witch theme and I dress up mostly for my grandchildren. Nothing wrong with that. Like I say, I got one on the way and I'm going to the party tomorrow. So I'm sure I'll be doing all kinds of stuff, which I already am, like wrapping up a stuffed horse. So, oh, man, yeah, the things you'll do. Let's see. Sam says, fun Thrasher t-shirt there, Derek. This one isn't a Thrasher shirt, Sam. I do have plenty of Thrasher t-shirts, but this is that Halloween retro-inspired shirt that Walmart had like 3 years ago that was super popular and sold out really, really quickly. William says, hello, Derek and Derek. That's right, we got 2 Dereks here. Andrew says, every year for Halloween, me and my wife dress up as Mr. and Mrs. Krueger because we got married on Halloween. And Robert, who played, oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I got Freddie right there behind me. He says, congratulations on your marriage there. 4K Media Guy, welcome in. He says, went to Cracker Barrel today. They had Halloween, just no haunted house. Yeah. Unfortunately, 4K Media Guy, I think that's going to be the hard one once again to find this year. If you can find it and you can afford it, jump on it, because when it's gone, it's going to be just like last year. It's going to be gone, and it's going to be gone for good. Out of curiosity, I looked up last year's Cracker Barrel Haunted House on eBay, and with shipping, it's pulling close to $200 or more. So it definitely is worth it if you can grab it this year. Just like the Donald Duck blow mold that I slept on from Lowe's last year, I'm constantly checking eBay for that. And the cheapest I found so far is like $89.99 with free shipping, which is great because it's probably going to cost them at least $40 to ship that Donald Duck. So I'm thinking I may as well just go ahead and buy it. It's not going to get any cheaper. It's a piece that I want, so I need to just go ahead and do it and get it over with. Let's see what's going on in the chat here. What have I missed? Y'all talking about birthdays now. All right, Andrew says, I have a good question for you, Derek. In your opinion, do you find that 80s or 90s does Halloween better than today's generation? Which Derek, Andrew? Me or the other Derek? Because it's spelt like the Derek that's in the chat. But if it's for me, I'll address it. Which one would do Halloween better? The 80s or the 90s? Ooh, that's a tough one for me because I spent time in both decades. And both are really, really great in their own right. Whew. 80s definitely kind of paralleled a lot of the 70s. Not that I was born in the 70s. Technically, I was in my mom's womb in 79. So I guess I was alive in 79. That counts, right? But from what I see, the 80s and the 70s have a lot of similarities. So on that note, for the nostalgic coziness of it, I guess, is the best way to put it. The 80s trick-or-treating had something that the 90s didn't. The 80s, you still were in your sweaty Ben Cooper costumes. You still had pillowcases that you would fill up with candy. You know, Boo Buckets hadn't really taken over yet, or the plastic trick-or-treat pills. People still had the old-fashioned decorations up, and the Halloween specials on TV were still the tried and true ones. It was the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, it was Garfield, it was the Fat Albert special, Casper's special was still on. So naturally, I'm going to lean more towards the 80s being better, in my opinion, but the 90s are definitely a close runner-up. But of course, the 90s is when a lot of it started changing. Goosebumps became super popular. Nothing wrong with Goosebumps. It just wasn't my childhood. It was more my teenage years. So I wasn't really heavily invested in that. Or Are You Afraid of the Dark? So yeah, for me, like Nickelodeon specials at Halloween will always be Count Duckula. If anybody remembers Count Duckula, does anybody here remember Count Duckula? That you can't do that on television Halloween special. If anybody remembers that one, that was a great one. The Dead or whatever it was, the chef, he was dressed up like Dracula. Double Dare. Double Dare was a biggie. Double Dare always had Halloween specials on Nickelodeon. I used to absolutely love Double Dare. I'm sure that a lot of you got into Double Dare also if you watched Nickelodeon back then. MTV. 9 years old watching MTV. The Headbangers Ball. They did a Halloween special for the Headbangers Ball, and I remember Alice Cooper hosted it, and they had a band up there called the Dangerous Toys. If anybody remembers Dangerous Toys, they had a mascot that was like a creepy clown, so that was cool in its own right. Definitely was horror vibes with the Dangerous Toys mascot, much like Iron Maiden with Eddie. So, and in the 80s, every TV show, Alf, Punky Brewster, Silver Spoons, all of them had Halloween specials. Like, you flip through this right here, flip through the TV guide, and you would look and see which one had a Halloween special coming on. Now, of course, they continued into the 90s. The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror exploded into popularity in the 90s, and that became one of the biggest go-tos for Halloween viewing back then. And then, of course, in the 2000s, AMC took on Fear Fest and all of that stuff. So each decade has its own memories, but definitely for me, in my lifetime, the 80s. Long answer here, but there you go. The 80s for me, for sure. And I've just wasted like 10 minutes of you guys' night just going through why I think the 80s are the best decade for Halloween. And it looks like a lot of you are agreeing. I loved Count Duckula. I had a Dragon Ball Z pillowcase. And see, Michael, that's the thing. I mean, the 2000s, that to me now is also starting to become retro and vintage. Looking at some of those decorations, looking at some of those commercials, The Party City ads. I touched base on this in the video for Halloween stores that don't exist anymore. The Party City commercials from the early 2010s, they scream nostalgia to me now. And we're only talking about something that's 15, 16 years old. But when you see that commercial and you hear that generic Thriller song come on, you can't help but be inspired to start decorating for Halloween. Like that commercial to me, which is a possible video idea here on the channel, because so many of us enjoy the retro commercials. I know I do, and a lot of you have expressed it in the comment section. Eventually, there's going to be a top 10 countdown of the absolute best Halloween commercials of all time. So, and the Halloween specials of all time. So there's tons of videos coming. It's just that what I call the creative videos have been pushed aside a bit this past week and the week before because we've been getting drop after drop after drop from stores. However, we did have one fun creative video this week, Summerween 3, Season of the Apple, where I carved the apple into a witch, and the honeydew melon, and the acorn squash. I know a lot of you were confused. You thought I was going to actually carve a little hard acorn that squirrels go after. I don't even think that would be humanly possible to even try to carve that. Number one, it would be so hard, and number two, it's so tiny, but you never know. And then next year, it'll return for Summerween 4, the return of the watermelon. So we've had so much going on this week. That's why it's all been mainly drops and stuff like that. Sherry says, love retro commercials. A lot of them make me laugh so much. They just don't make commercials like they used to. Commercials used to be so fun back in the day. And that was the whole thing, right? Commercials used to be fun because the whole point in a commercial, it was a sales pitch. And the sales pitch was meant to make you want to spend your hard-earned money on the product. No commercial now makes me want to spend my money on anything. Not a pizza commercial, not a McDonald's commercial, not anything. The commercials nowadays are they're just cookie cutter. It's like there's nothing special about any of them. Like even when you see the Super Bowl commercials now, I really don't get that feeling of like anything special. I remember one of the biggest Super Bowl commercials was Cindy Crawford standing at the was it the Pepsi machine or the Coca-Cola machine. That's one of the biggest ones I remember back in the day. But yeah, commercials now are just bad, really bad. Let's see. Dale says, anyone else attend Spawn of Scarefest? I have not attended that, Dale. No, I've not. Barb says, I am ready to decorate for Halloween now. Go for it, Barb. Go for it. I mean, your house, your rules. If it makes you happy, I say go for it. Life's too short. If you think that you've got to spend your life just decorating for Halloween in September and October, there's no rule book saying that. Look at the wall behind me. Life's short. Do what makes you happy. Take it and roll with it and do it. You know, if somebody wants to keep Halloween up year-round, go for it. Somebody wants to keep a Christmas tree up or keep their Christmas lights up year-round because it makes them happy, whatever floats your boat is what I say. You only live once. You only go around one time and make the most out of it. Let's see. Izzy, welcome into the chat. Also, thank you. Your first time in a live stream too. We got a few first timers here in the live stream tonight, so I hope you enjoy your time in here tonight. The discussion normally goes anywhere. Like we talk about anything and everything up here. Sometimes we do giveaways. We won't be doing a giveaway tonight. We did one last week and we had 2 winners. So another one will be coming soon. I don't know if it'll be when the channel hits 6,000 or when the channel hits another milestone or whatever, but 6,000 subscribers is definitely coming up pretty soon. Hard to believe that only last week we finally hit 5,000 here in the Spooky family. And now here we are a week later with 1,000 more already. So for all of you just joining the Spooky family, we definitely embrace you with all of the darkness within our heart, which is a great ghost song. There's a darkness in the heart of my love. I mentioned that before here on the live stream too. If you've never heard the ghost song, Darkness in the Heart of My Love, check it out. Let's see, Warner, welcome into the chat also. I loved getting the TV guides and other magazines around Halloween, especially the ones with the Halloween party recipes and stuff like that. Not only TV Guide, my mom used to buy a bunch of magazines to put on the coffee table. It was TV Guide, Family Circle. Anybody remember Family Circle? She used to always get the Christmas issues of Family Circle. She used to get the Halloween issues of Family Circle, and they always would be so festive. There was another one too. It was called Woman's Day. And of course, sometimes she would have like the National Enquirer or The Sun. The Sun was the best. The Sun was like a horror magazine because they had all the weird stuff on it, like the aliens invasion and all of that stuff. It was just, The Sun was the best. It was the absolute best. But yeah, she would always have a stack of magazines on the coffee table, excuse me. Good times back then. And magazines then were cheap. Like I'm looking at the TV Guide right here. You can see it, 99 cents. Not even $1. You ain't gonna find nothing for less than $1 now, except for maybe a Jolly Rancher or a Now and Later. That's about it. See, Casket Crew says, bingo, Halloween is all year long for me too. It's what I was born in, if that makes sense. Absolutely, Casket Crew. My mom loved all holidays. You know, I can't say that my mom was just exclusively a Halloween woman. She enjoyed all holidays. Naturally, her decorating for Halloween is what appealed to me the most, and that's where my passion for it came from. So I have her to thank for that. And if she was still with me to this day, I'm sure that I would have her on the channel, and I'm sure that you all would love her because she was a riot. She was hilarious, she was funny, and I'm sure if she was alive today, she'd be close to 80 years old, but I guarantee you, she would still decorate for every holiday, and she would definitely still have her sense of humor. So she would steal the show from me. Like if she was still around, you guys would be like, we don't want Derek anymore. We want her. We want his mom. She's better. She's much better. But anyway, you're stuck with me, so it is what it is. Jennifer says, he loves it when I put Halloween up. Derek, that Freddy with 3D glasses is perfect. Yeah, I didn't like the way he was looking at me, Derek, so I put the glasses on him to kind of make him stop looking at me because he was looking at me kind of like side-eyed, like, I'm waiting for you to fall asleep, Derek. I'm waiting for you to fall asleep, and when you do, it's showtime. Well, technically, showtime would be Beetlejuice, so yeah, I got that all twisted, so I messed that all up. Sorry. Lack of sleep this week, guys. Lack of sleep. I'm crossing Freddy with Beetlejuice, so I definitely am sleep deprived right now. Casket says, I live, breathe, and repeat Halloween. Let's see what's going on in the chat here. My home is mine, and I will decorate it how I want, says Alin. I think I'm pronouncing your name right. I hope I am, Alin. No matter what my mom has to say, moving in with me. I mean, look, if your mom's moving in with you, it's still your house. You know, I know that's your mom, but it's still your house. Sam, thanks for sending the gift. Much appreciated, buddy. Definitely much appreciated. Mary Beth says, I miss magazines. They're still around, Mary Beth. They're still around. They're just not affordable anymore. Like, I don't even know why the supermarket still has a magazine section, because magazines are like $15 to $20. I was looking at one the other day. It was a guitar magazine based around Kiss or Motley Crue, like hair bands, and literally was like an 80-page magazine, no more so than it used to be back in the day. And back in the day, that magazine would have been $2.99 or $3.99. They wanted $17.99 for that magazine. I put it right back down, and I was like, yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that. I don't think they sell it anymore. I don't think nobody's buying that stuff. You can read just about anything online. As much as I love physical media, I'll buy a DVD, I'll buy a CD, I'll buy a VHS for sure, but I am not spending $20 on a modern magazine. If I spend $20 on a magazine, it's going to be something from back in the old days that's worth my money, like this. You know, it's going to be Fangoria, or it's going to be, let's see, if I want a music magazine, it's going to be Metal Edge. It's going to be the good stuff. It's not going to be the new stuff. It's going to be the stuff that I can open it up and smell the newsprint, not the slick, glossy paper. But that's just the way I see it. Let's see what's going on. Laura says, as we all are Halloween lovers, quick question. Do you guys believe in real ghosts? I'm a part-time paranormal investigator. and I do for sure. I think I've shared a few of my experiences before, either on this channel or the old channel, Laura. I'm not sure, but I've had a few encounters in my lifetime. So seeing is believing, and I definitely think there's much more out there than meets the eye, as the Transformers say. Kelly says, I used to get Family Circle and Woman's Day. I don't even think they make either one of them anymore, Kelly. I really don't. Let's see. DJ M says, Derek, have you seen Mad Monster Party, the Rankin-based monster movie? I have seen that. Yes, I have, DJ M. I have seen that. October says, LiveSCREAM every Friday night. Definitely. We do a live stream every Friday night here, so if it's your first time in, definitely check us out. We have fun here for about an hour and a half, every Friday night at 8 p.m. We've been doing it for about 3 months, and it's not going to stop, and it's open to the public. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, fine. You can still watch. You don't even have to have a membership to watch this. You don't have to have a membership to watch this live stream. No, it's available for everybody. That's the way it goes over here. And most questions are open. As long as they're not out there, then Breeze comes in and blows it away. See what I did there, Breeze? I played off of your name. Let's see, my mom worked in a newspaper store, so I got to read and browse all the magazines, Weekly World News, all the rock mags, and wrestling ones. See, Lynn, those are the ones I used to read. I've got a wrestling one around here somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. Probably talking about stuff like this. There's the old WWF magazine. WWF. Metal Edge. Fangoria. Creepy. TV Guide. I got you covered. When it comes to old stuff, I'm telling you, I live in a museum, guys. I live in a museum. Like, I could literally probably do a second channel if I wanted to of just non-stop videos of stuff I could dig out of my barn, dig out of my closet, dig out of my room. Like, if I had time, I could easily do a second channel from, call it Skeletons in the Closet or something. Actually sounds really good. Skeletons in the Closet. But I don't have time for a second channel. We'll stick here to the Spooky Club, and I'll just sprinkle a lot of this stuff in as we come across droughts where there's not Halloween drops. So stay tuned. A lot of this stuff is going to pick back up, where we'll do creepy, weird, fun stuff like the top 10 Halloween commercial countdowns, the top 10 Halloween specials, as I mentioned. And I've still got the best Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Atari, Sega Genesis Halloween spooky inspired video games video that has yet to air because there's not been any time. I mean, I apologize this week, guys, but I know a lot of people like staying up to date on Halloween drops. So this week we've been getting 3 videos a day almost for the last 2 weeks straight. So eventually it will calm down. There's going to be like a little buffer zone in between online drops and in-store drops where we can have some of the more weird, fun, creative style videos again. So just stick it out if you are into those type of videos instead of the Code Orange drops. All right, let's see what's going on. I know I've missed a lot. I lived through the 90s. Farm decor. Oh, man. 90s farm decor. Let's talk about that for a minute because I got into a discussion with this the other day with someone. Everybody remember the couches from the 80s that had the farm scenery on it? Like you had the old pack house, you had like a windmill, and you had like a cornfield, and the armrests were made out of like solid oak wood. Anybody remember that couch? Because if you grew up in the 70s and the 80s, it's a good chance that you had that couch in your house with a Zenith console TV, wood paneling on your walls, a phone hanging in the kitchen with a cord that was like 3 miles long, so you could just bring it and sit on the farm couch and talk on the phone. Like, that to me is what I grew up in. When I think about 1985 through, wow, what, 1993 maybe? Almost a decade of my life. That's what I remember my house looking like as a child. And I'm sure a lot of you do as well. Like, That couch now is super sought after in the antique thrifting world. Now, here's a funny story about it. I may have shared this with you all before. Last time I visited Southern California, I was riding by, and a neighborhood, someone had that couch sitting on the curb. Like, they obviously didn't know if they put that on Facebook, a thrift hunter would have snatched that up in a heartbeat, and they would have probably paid them like $300 or $400 for it, because I see them on Facebook selling for like $1,000 now in mint condition, and this one looked like it was in pretty prestige condition, and it was just sitting there on the curb. Like, if I had had space for it and I hadn't had to have flown back home, I would have loaded that couch up and I would have taken it, man. It was beautiful. Like, I thought it was the most hideous thing back then, but now looking back at it, that nostalgia kicks you right there in the gut, and you see it and you're like, ah, oh, man, take me back. Like I always say, Eddie Money, I want to go back, but I can't. So I've missed so much of the chat talking about a couch. I apologize, guys. Let me see if I can catch up here. Bad Moon is a favorite, and a Project Metal Beast. Izzy says, I want to score an old console. CRTV, I miss when your TV was also furniture. You know, it's funny you say that, Izzy, because a lot of people are really getting tired of the modern TVs, and the resurgence of the CRTVs is a real thing. Like on Facebook, there's whole groups about that. People wanting them. On Marketplace, that's another item that's going for astronomical amounts of money. And of course, you know, you can hook in a digital converter box and the TV will work just as fine. You can hook in a Roku. You can get like a AV HDMI adapter and hook it in with a coaxial cable. You can make anything work still with those TVs. And I guarantee you, I am Scott, I am an Aquarius. Those TVs, I guarantee you, if you found a CRTV from, say, I'm not going to say the 80s because a lot of those are kind of worn out by now. Let's say if you found one of the box style ones, like the Magnavox, Zenith, Curtis Mathis. Curtis Mathis is a brand you don't hear a lot anymore, from the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. I almost guarantee you that that TV would last longer than when you would go buy from Walmart tonight. Because I bought a TLC TV with the Roku built into it from Walmart 5 years ago, and 5 years later, the top of the TV picture was already starting to get really, really dim, like the backlight in it was going out. So they just don't make stuff like they used to, is the whole point. And that's another reason why the good old days were way better, because people took pride in the stuff that they manufactured. And it's just everything back then. The craftsmanship was way better back then. K. Chris, welcome into the chat also. Kelly says, I mean, yeah, Jennifer, the TVs now are great because you can find anything you want on it. Everything's built into it. You know, you got a video store built into your TV, but the whole thing about it is that they're just not built to last anymore. Everything is disposable now. Cars aren't meant to last anymore. Cars are designed now to last like 250,000 miles, and then it's like, it's toast. It's not even worth repairing because the parts on it are so expensive, or if it becomes more than a decade old, you can't find the parts for the car. They got to special order it. Used to be back in the day, you could pull right up to AutoZone or Advanced Auto Parts, and you could find any part you needed. Now it's like, oh, we're going to have to order it. It'll be here in 3 days, but that's just the way it goes now. It's a disposable world, unfortunately, guys. It's a disposable world. I saw a video a year or two ago saying that Summerween merchandise is going to be disposable and it's going to be landfill filler eventually. So what do you guys think about that? Is the Summerween merchandise going to stick around like the Halloween pieces from the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s? Or are people going to get sick of that stuff, and are they going to just toss it out? Let's see. What's going on here in the chat? What am I missing? I'm telling you, Michael, the first ever TV I had in my bedroom was a 13-inch black and white turn knob TV. The knobs broke off. My mom said, it'll still work. Here's a pair of channel lock pliers. I put those channel locks on, turned that TV just as good as it would with a knob. Worked fine. I used that TV for about 5 years. Even played my Nintendo in black and white. Let's see. Halloween Queen says, your best ever Halloween does a thing every Halloween season. They are from St. Louis area and have a lot of helpful party and Halloween tips. Thanks for letting me know that, Halloween Queen. Thank you so much for that. Let's see. Lynn says, I have my dad's old TV we got when he was retired. It is the sweet spot between the old TVs and the flat screens. I know the ones you're talking about. I remember when the CRTVs were competing with the flat screens. What were we talking about? 20 years ago, 2007, right when the digital converter boxes became the whole big thing. And I remember the CRT TVs moved into having flat screen format, but they weren't, a smart TV, LED TV, or whatever. And the selling point on a lot of them back then were they had DVD players built into them, or they had VCRs and DVD players built into them, something that obviously the flat screen TVs couldn't do. So it was a weird time in 2007. I remember still seeing the CRT TVs on shelves at places like Target and Walmart, and then at the same time seeing the wide flat screen TVs. And the wide flat screen TVs back then for like a 36-inch, it's astronomical. It was like $1,000 for those TVs back then, and now you can go to Walmart and you can get like a 75-inch for $300 on sale. Wild, right? Gracie, thank you so much for the sticker there. Much appreciated for sure. Thank you so much for that. It just shows you how over time the prices of stuff goes down, and it's wild. If anybody told me in 2007 I could own a 75-inch TV for $300, I would have been like, what world are you living in? And plus it's got a movie theater built into it, a library. Blockbuster's not going to exist anymore. Redbox? What is Redbox? Because in 2007, Redbox hadn't even really started booming yet. Blockbuster was still hanging around. I think Netflix through mail and Redbox started happening around 2009 maybe. And then by 2014, they started slacking off because the streaming devices took over. It's changing like clockwork, guys. It's like you can't even hardly keep up anymore. Kirsten Marie, welcome into the chat. Also, it's just, I guess yes. As for new TVs, I appreciate the availability of everything at my fingertips, but at the same time, there's nothing like sitting back, putting in a VHS, and watching an old-fashioned TV, and the TV screen just kind of jumping a little bit and being fuzzy. It's just good memories for me. I mean, that's just the nostalgia again, kicking me right in the gut. Jennifer says, love going out and getting the movies like the old days. It's funny. I still see abandoned red boxes hanging around at some Walgreens. And it's so weird now because it's like, that's the new abandoned Blockbuster, right? The abandoned red box kiosk is now the abandoned Blockbuster building. And the weird thing about it is like you can still go up because they still have them plugged in for some odd reason. I'll eventually have to show you guys one of these on a video, probably when I do a Walgreens Halloween hunt or something. You can still touch the screen, and it still shows you the movies, but just when you go to click rent, it tells you like all the movies are out of stock. But at a glance, it looks like they're still in stock, and it's weird. It's cool, but I never thought I'd be sitting here saying that Redbox feels retro now. I never thought I'd hear myself saying that. Like, that's so weird to me. Nicole, welcome into the chat also. The old Halloween cartoons, I wish they didn't fix the color. They always have to digitally remaster everything. What is the saying that they use back in the old days for music? It was painfully digitally remastered, painstakingly remastered. Well, you don't have to painstakingly do it. Just leave it the way it is. It's fine the way it is. Leave it gritty. Leave it with analog. Leave it the way it is. Is Obsession good? Everyone is going on about it. What have I missed? Gracie says Halloween costumes that make your room, and Halloween costumes that make you feel. Obsession. Everyone is saying how good Obsession is. Are we talking about a movie Obsession, or are we talking about the cologne Obsession? Because I'm wearing Obsession right now. And I think I smell good. 13 out of 13 black hearts. I haven't showered yet, but I am wearing cologne. On a smell-o-meter, 13 out of 13 black hearts, I give myself about a 9. I think I'll do better after the shower, but okay. All right, Barb confirmed it. It's the movie, so I just sat here and sniffed myself for nothing. But anyway, I don't think I've seen the movie Obsession, so I don't know. Yeah, I know, Sherry. I'm always making a clown out of myself, right? Yeah, I haven't seen it either. October. Georgia says, smell-o-meter. Yeah, exactly, Kirsten. Smell-o-meter. At least I didn't smell my pits, but I am. Raise your hand if you're sure. I'm sure. Anybody remember that commercial? Raise your hand if you're sure. And I'm sure. I'm sure I'm not sweaty. And it was 100 degrees here today, by the way. Laura says last weekend I rewatched, oh man, The Vampire Rabbit. I remember that. That was a good one. That was a good one. Kelly says, I love Obsession Cologne, but haven't seen the movie yet, but heard it was great. Michael, yeah, I know, right? Oh, yeah. Sometimes you gotta laugh. You can't take yourself too serious, right, Sherry? Yeah, exactly. Raise your hand. Again, old commercials like Wrigley's Spearmint Gum commercials, the Big Red commercials. Was it, which one had the twins? Was it Wrigley's Spearmint Gum that had the twins? They were like jet skiing and roller skating and all of that stuff. So many commercials back then, man. They just had character. They just had character. Sam, you're lucky, man. Only 78. I definitely would take that over today. The day I had here. And it's bad enough when you're getting up to go to Double Mint Gum. There you go. Double Mint Gum. That's it. Everybody's got me. Double Mint Gum. Oh, yeah. Michael, the Mentos commercials. I've done my own parody of that where I found a skeleton working the cash register at Walmart. And it was during Easter. And I was like, please let me find something spooky. And then I literally can't even make this up. I see a pack of Mentos. And then I look up and there's a skeleton working the cash register. Mentos made it all better. It was Sherry. It was the Double Mint twins. That was it. I couldn't remember who it was. Draven's got his hand up. I think Draven Will's got a question. Will, you have the floor since Will was nice enough to raise his hand. I'm actually catching some of the chat, thankfully, tonight. What's new, Kitty Cat? Welcome into the live. I know I missed a lot of you coming in, but again, welcome in to everyone that came in tonight. K. Chris said, my Aldi had a skeleton cashier. Yeah, I know. I saw, Will. You raised your hand. Oh, got it. He raised his hand because he was sure. Got it. Went right over my head with what I was talking about. I'm a pepper. It's funny, Georgia. I had a puzzle when I was a kid. It was like a hot tamale laying in a lounge chair on the beach. Summerween, if you will. And the puzzle was like a 100-piece puzzle, and it said, wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? And it was a Christmas gift I got from my aunt. And I just remember looking at that puzzle at like 9 years old thinking, wow, this is such an odd gift. Like, she was one of those aunts that gave you weird gifts, right? Like, one year she gave me brain teasers, question trivia cards, came in a little flip top box. I was like 11 years old, and it was like rattling. The box was rattling, and it felt like a Nintendo game cartridge in there, right? I was like, yes, I got a Nintendo game in here. I'm ripping the wrapping paper off. I open it up, and it's like Brain Quest trivia for 5th grade or whatever. And I'm like, what? Why? Why give me schoolwork for Christmas? Like, why? Oh, man, yeah, definitely. I remember, I'm a pepper, you're a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? Try saying that 5 times fast. guarantee you. Yeah, the weird ants that gave you the weird stuff. Like, see, yeah, Kirsten Marie. Remember Brain Quest? It came. I'll use my little portable power pack here. It came in like a clamshell clear case about this size, and it had all the cards about the same size, and you would just dig them out, and it was just like, I remember sitting there the day after Christmas morning, and my mom was like, "You need to look at some of those Brain Quest cards," and I'm like, "It's Christmas break. I'm on break. That's the whole point in Christmas break. I'm on break." Thank you so much, Alien. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Amy says, at least she didn't give you a bunny suit. No, I probably, honestly, rather would have had the bunny suit than the Brain Quest. Honestly, 7-Up. That's funny. That's good, Goth. That's good. That's pretty good. But yeah, the bunny suit, honestly, probably would have been a much better choice than Brain Quest. Oh, man. Uh, yeah, that's nightmare fuel back then. But then you had the one ant that would always give you the good stuff, and you would get the toys you wanted. But yeah, there was always that one weird ant that just made you get the head scratching Christmas gifts. But oh well, it's all memories that you can look back on and laugh about eventually. Wow, we've got almost 90 people here in the live stream tonight. We're getting really close, guys, to getting 100 people here in the live stream. Seems like only yesterday, about 3 months ago when we first started doing these, there was about 10 of us in here. We're definitely growing as a spooky family, so thank you all for supporting the channel. It definitely means a lot. You guys are the reason that we do this every week, the reason we do premieres. Without you all, it definitely would not happen. So thank you all for turning up and turning out each and every week when I do these and when I post videos, getting behind it and hyping them. Definitely means a lot, guys, for sure. Barb says that would kind of suck, Kelly. Will says my aunt was lunch lady. Oh man, don't get me started on that again, Will, because that was a topic we had here a long time ago on a live stream. I'm telling you, when my grandson gets older, I'm going to go visit him. Casket Crew, thanks so much. Says, I was wondering, Derek, what's your take on the ending of Halloween 3? Did you think Dr. Chellis was able to save the kids? That's a good one, Casket. That's a good one. And see, that's why I say Halloween 3 needs a follow-up. I had just mentioned this to Kirsten Marie the other day when she had did a post talking about favorite remakes, and I had mentioned the only remake I'm really waiting for or follow-up is Halloween 3 because we don't know what happened. He screamed, "Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!" I'm glad you came back, Nicole. Thank you so much. I'm glad you found me again. I don't think the TV channels pulled it, Casket. I don't. I think all the kids had their fate met that night. Lynn, thank you for the pepper. Definitely. That's like the puzzle there for that's funny. I don't think the TV stations pulled it, but it leaves room for discussion. That's my take. I think that he was screaming at the top of his lungs and time was running out, and I don't think it happened. And of course, the reason he was screaming at the top of his lungs was because his kids had the silver shamrock masks, so he knew that they were going to meet their untimely fate on Halloween night, and I don't think it stopped. I don't think it stopped, and I still stand by it. All they've got to do to tie in Halloween 3 to the rest of the Halloween movie franchises is one simple line and say, oh yeah, that kid Michael Myers in Haddonfield, yeah, remember that clown mask he wore? Oh yeah, it was made by Silver Shamrock. Oh yeah, that's why he went bonkers. That's why. Let's see. Kirsten says most movies have a resolution and happy ending, not Halloween 3. Look, Halloween 3, I've seen that movie probably over 100 times. I'm not even going to exaggerate, guys. I've probably seen that movie over 100 times. It's like, it's so fascinating to me. It's one of those movies I just do not get sick of. Like back in the day when AMC Fear Fest used to show Halloween movies on repeat 24/7, like when I would come home, all I would do would put on AMC in the month of October. I probably, from 2005 to 2015, before streaming took over, I probably watched 1,000 hours of Halloween movies just on AMC Fear Fest alone. Like, seriously. Like, that's how invested I was in it. Terry, welcome into the chat. Thank you for joining into the live screen tonight. Glad to have you here tonight. But yeah, I really would love to see Lost Boys. Scott had Lost Boys The Tribe, and they had another Lost Boys. They've had 2 follow-ups to Lost Boys, and they were both lackluster, to put it the best way I can. Of course, the original Lost Boys is one of my all-time favorites. Yeah, Jennifer, Fear Fest was great. Killer Clowns from Outer Space was supposed to have a part 2, a sequel coming out last year. HHN, Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios, they started pushing the Killer Clowns from Outer Space really, really hard. And then something happened where part 2 just kind of didn't happen. Much like the new Masters of the Universe movie, I remember it got pushed back and pushed back for the better part of a decade, and now here we are, finally in 2026. It's being released tonight as we speak. So eventually, I'm guessing the clowns will eventually come out at some point in time. All right, let's see. Scott says Killer Clowns and Lost Boys filmed in the same place. Yes, they were, and so was the Jordan Peele movie. Which one was it? Oh, there was the Jordan Peele movie. Which one was filmed at the same location? It wasn't. Was it Get Out? It wasn't Get Out. Oh man, help me out, guys. If you've seen the Jordan Peele movie, it's not Nope. It's not Get Out. Us. It was Us. It was Us. Us was filmed at the same spot also. There you go, Kelly. There you go. We're on the same brainwave. We had to think of it at the same time. Spectre says, From Dusk Till Dawn is my favorite vampire movie. My favorite vampire movie of all time is probably... Let me see if I can think about this. I mean, I am a big fan of the 1992 one. The 1992 one I thought was great, Dracula. And then there's the one from... What one is it? From like 95 or 96. There's one that had John Bon Jovi in it. That was pretty good. And then there's Salem's Lot, and David said it right there, Salem's Lot. Salem's Lot is a great one. There's lots of them. There's lots of them. But Lost Boys, if you're gonna say vampire movies, would have to be my absolute favorite. It would have to be Lost Boys, and I still stand by what I've said in so many videos. Oh, Fright Night, yeah, Fright Night for sure is a great one. Night of the Demons is a Halloween go-to for me. I don't know how many of you all have seen Night of the Demons, Night of the Demons 2, Night of the Demons 3, and then there was a Night of the Demons remake, if we're going to talk about remakes here, from 2010 or 2009, and that one was even really good. I even got into that one. That was one of the last movies, believe it or not, that I remember renting from Blockbuster before Blockbuster closed up around here, and I actually purchased it for like $2 on DVD when Blockbuster was marking everything down. Underworld is another great one, definitely. There's so many of those. There's so many great vampire movies. Yeah, they're good. But Lost Boys for sure, my all-time favorite. Twilight. Are we going to even count Twilight as a vampire movie? Because if you follow the channel, you know how I feel about Twilight. My daughter, she watched it. She loved it. I've never watched it. I don't believe vampires need to sparkle and all of that stuff. I like my vampires gritty, not sparkling and shining and all of that stuff. Exactly, okay, Chris. Bree says, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Definitely the thumbs up definitely helps push it out into the algorithm. The troll movies are good too. Kristen Marie says she loves Twilight. I can't do it. Fun fact here, okay, guys? Fun fact. I have never seen not one Twilight movie. I've never seen not one Harry Potter movie. Believe it or not, I've never watched a Harry Potter movie in my life. It just has never appealed to me. When those movies came out and the books came out, I was in my early to late 20s, so none of that stuff was appealing to me at that time, so it just It wasn't for me. Exactly, Casket. No harm, no foul. I've never read them, Izzy. I've never read them. Alien says Harry Potter movies are good, cozy vibe movies. Maybe one day I'll give them a fighting chance, but I've just never. Yeah, I know. I've never seen them. I've never seen them. I've got like tunnel vision when it comes to my mind, and it's just like horror movies or like ridiculous slapstick comedy movies. That's like my two. And when horror movies and comedy movies combine, that's like the best of both worlds. That is like the absolute best of both worlds when those two come together and they're done right. And Scary Movie, yeah, the new Scary Movie that's out, I can't wait to see it because, again, you need to laugh. Life is too serious and everybody needs to laugh sometimes. Kirsten Marie says, I tried to like Harry Potter, but just didn't. Only, only Harry Potter experience I have is when I went to Universal Studios and they had some kind of virtual Harry Potter roller coaster, and the roller coaster got stuck like in mid-flight, mid-action, if you will. So, I mean, I know I'm literally probably like 5 feet off of the ground because the whole thing is like simulated, and I know I'm not like up hundreds of feet in the air, but it's just like when you're hanging kind of like this, stuck, it's like, okay, so I avoided Harry Potter my entire life just to come to Universal Studios and get stuck on a freaking Harry Potter virtual roller coaster, right? Like the irony in it. The irony in it. Let's see, Warner says, I never watched or read any Harry Potter either. Hannah says, great special effects. Will says, Harry Potter movies were good once. So it's one of those, Will, where you can watch it once, but you can't watch it twice. I got you on that one. I got you there. Jennifer says, I love Harry Potter. Spectre says, my mom and brother loved Harry Potter. I've never seen parts of the first one, but that's it. Let's see. Chris Marie says, same horror and comedy for me too. Let's see. Casket says, I've seen the first 3 Harry Potter movies. I don't care to finish the series since horror movies took that time away from them. That's a much better choice, Casket. Much better. Let's see what else is going on here. Has anybody seen Student Bodies? I think I have seen Student Bodies. Has anybody seen Chopping Mall? Let's kick it back old school here. Has anybody seen Chopping Mall? That TV was on streaming the other night, I think, on the Shout Network on Roku. Here we go. We've come back full circle to the Roku. Why they kind of beat CRT TVs when it comes to having anything you want at your fingertips. But it had been probably 10 years since I watched Chopping Mall, and I forgot how great it was. Like, that's what we had back in the 80s before we had Paul Blart Mall Cop. We had Chopping Mall, and Chopping Mall was much better mall security. Chopping Mall was great. Let's see, Halloween Queen says, I read the first Harry Potter book because they were threatening to ban it. Yeah, I remember when they were threatening to ban it. I remember that. Let's see, I know I'm missing a lot here. I'm sure you guys have moved on past Harry Potter, so let me scroll here and see what's going on. Yeah, Georgia, see, Chopping Mall. That was a great one. Night of the Comet. That was a great one. Night of the Creeps. Girls, your date's here. There's only one problem. Tom Atkins again. Another fantastic Tom Atkins performance. Like, Tom Atkins should be, in my opinion, right up there with your Tony Todds, with your Robert Englands. He's one of those goats of horror movies, and I'll stand on that. Tom Atkins is fantastic. Like, he is. Tom Atkins is great. And so many people have crushes on Tom Atkins. Like, I don't get what it is with Tom Atkins. Like, is it the mustache? Like, what is it? Like, people love some Tom Atkins, man. Like, I mean, look, he was even robbing the cradle in Halloween 3. He was like, what, 2 times Ellie's age in Halloween 3? Where do you want to sleep, Mr. Chalice? That's a dumb question. I remember watching that over and over again and thinking, is this real right now? Is this real? Oh, saw him at Texas Frightmare, Sid Casket. Let's see. Lynn says, for vampire movies, we all didn't mention Buffy the Vampire Slayer. The 92 Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie was great. And I even enjoyed the Buffy the Vampire Slayer TV series. I thought it was great. I thought it was great. Sarah Michelle Gellar in the late 90s definitely was becoming a scream queen with doing Buffy the Vampire Slayer and I Know What You Did Last Summer. And then, of course, her career took other avenues where she kind of ventured away from all of the spooky horror sci-fi stuff. But yeah, I definitely can get on board with some Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I'm sure. Derek says, I used to have the biggest crush on Sarah Michelle Gellar. I remember being 17 watching I Know What You Did Last Summer, and I remember her and Jennifer Love Hewitt, and I remember thinking to myself, which one would I want to go out on a date with? And I think at that time, I was leaning more towards Jennifer Love Hewitt because she seemed more in your face and like she wouldn't take any BS. But like I've said so many times here on the channel, my crush as a teenager was Alicia Silverstone. Like Alicia Silverstone and The Crush and Clueless, that was mine. Like her, Melissa Joan Hart on Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I was a dork, guys. I was 16 years old, sitting at home on Friday nights watching TGIF. TGIF, Boy Meets World, Clueless. What else came on? Sabrina the Teenage Witch, all of that stuff. That was my Friday nights. That was my Friday nights at 16, right up until about 18. That was me, guys. That was me. Yep. Got dumped at 16. Didn't get another girlfriend until I was like 18. So spent my time watching ABC TV shows on Friday nights and living vicariously through the actors and actresses on TV. Yeah, I know, Chad. It was sad. It was pretty sad. Spectre TGIF was like must see TV back then. Like TGIF, like we're gonna take a little detour here, and we're gonna like when Corey and Topanga broke up on Boy Meets World. Man, that was like big news then. It was like Corey kissed a girl at the ski lodge, and there was like a whole season where Corey and Topanga were split up. It was just like, oh man, Corey and Topanga split up. What's gonna happen now? It was wild. Oh, dinosaurs. Dinosaurs. Not the mama. Not the mama. You would bash the dead with a frying pan. Not the mama. Like, I don't know what it was, but dinosaurs, to me, like the dead from dinosaurs and the son from dinosaurs, they almost felt like they ripped off the two main characters from Family Matters. I felt like the dead from dinosaurs almost was like the dead off of Family Matters. Anybody else see that? It's like I always thought that they kind of ripped them off. I don't know. That's just the way I felt about it. I don't know. Maybe I thought too much into it. But yeah, Dinosaurs was great. Family Matters was great. Full House used to come on TGIF back in the day. And then when Sabrina and Boy Meets World and all of that stuff and Clueless came to TGIF, they moved Family Matters and Full House to CBS back then. So it was like weird. It was like, okay, are you with ABC's TGIF or are you with CBS using the old ABC? It's like it was weird. It was like for me, I leaned more towards the new stuff, Boy Meets World, and all of that stuff. It seemed younger and fresher by the time I was 16. Oh man, Beavis and Butthead and Ren and Stimpy, that definitely, yeah, Beavis and Butthead. Used to watch that all the time at like 10 o'clock at night on MTV. And Ren and Stimpy. I had the comic books for Ren and Stimpy. I had the comic books for Beavis and Butthead. Uncle Jesse. I think Uncle Jesse, for the most part, was just about everybody's favorite on Full House. He was the one that felt the most relatable. Have mercy, have mercy. It was just weird though that once him and his wife had the twins, they still continued to live in the house, and they just moved up into the attic. I was like, okay, the other kids are basically grown at this point. I think it would be okay, Jesse, if you just move out at this point. Because now you're just looking like you just kind of want to keep living in Danny's house. It's like, I don't know. That's just the way I saw it. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Spectre says, "You got it, dude. You got it, dude." Oh man, yeah, I watched so much Full House. I think that's why I made that Full House parody here on the channel, where I called it Fright House. I'm sure you all saw that. It came from the old channel, and it was one of the first uploads over here on the new channel. So, oh man, yeah. Now you guys got me wanting to go binge watch some old Boy Meets World and Sabrina the Teenage Witch and Full House when I get off the live stream. I want to kick it old school and like do that for the rest of my Friday night and let that be my ASMR and let that stuff put me to sleep. But unfortunately, I can't because I still got gifts to wrap. So maybe I'll put it on as background noise. So on that note, guys, I'm going to get ready to wrap this up here in a few minutes. I probably won't get to any comments tonight. I probably won't get to any Instagram messages tonight. I apologize in advance. It's going to be kind of chaotic for me the next probably 12 to 14 hours with the baby shower and everything. But as soon as I get a chance, I will definitely get back to the comments and get back to all of you. There will probably, unless there's a Halloween drop tomorrow, if Target comes missing off of the milk carton. Sherry, thank you so much. Much appreciated. You know you don't have to do that, but thank you so much, Sherry. There probably will just be a short tomorrow night because of the baby shower and scheduling and everything. But Sunday, if there's no more drops, Sunday will probably finally be this video game video, unless you guys had rather have the top 10 Halloween commercials of all time countdown. Let's see, Alex says, have you ever seen Big Wolf on Campus? I have not seen that one yet. Thank you so much, Kirsten. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm in the process of wrapping up stuff around here. It feels like Christmas Eve night right here. I'm wrapping everything at the last minute. I was going to say something. Oh, yeah, a poll here. Do you guys want Sunday, if there's no drops, you guys want the top 10 Halloween commercials of all time? Or do you guys want the spooky video games? Which one do you guys want for Sunday's video? Because it'll be a premiere Sunday night at 8 o'clock. So you guys will do a quick poll here. That way I know which one. All right, we got top 10. We got another top 10. We got video games from Draven. We got top 10. Oh, man, we're like 3 and 3 here. Jennifer's top 10. All right, Kelly's number 5, and it always goes to top 5. So we're going to do the top 10 Halloween commercials of all time here, probably for the premiere Sunday night. And tomorrow night will be a Saturday night short. And then eventually, I've still got to get to this. It's something I want to have fun with. You guys, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you what it is. Watch it if you want to. Pass on it if you must. But in the spirit of, no pun intended with Spirit Halloween, in the spirit of so many Code Orange Halloween drops, I thought it would be fun to do a parody video. Okay? Hear me out on this. I haven't lost my mind, but we all talk about how much we love Kmart during Halloween season. So much that my ongoing joke is that we need to make a petition to bring Kmart back as a Halloween store. I figured I would do a parody video since Trick or Treat, and this would be a trick naturally. I figure I would do Kmart's Code Orange Halloween drop for 2026. And I figure I could make it kind of interesting, like, what if Kmart still existed in 2026? What would Halloween look like at Kmart? Oh man, so now everybody wants that. All right, guys, do you want that or do you want the top 10 Sunday? Which one do you guys want? You want Kmart's Code Orange drop for 2026, or do you want the top 10 Halloween commercials? You guys tell me which way to go with this, because I can do either. The orange light special. That's funny because I was already kind of thinking that the orange light special. All right, it looks like it's an overwhelming response for Kmart. All right, Jennifer says top 10. Oh man, guys. All right, Kirsten. Have a good night, Kirsten. I think all right, Kmart won, I think guys, I think Breeze, do you know which one got the 5 first? Was it Kmart or was it the top 10? It went by so fast I couldn't keep up with it. So I don't know. I don't know. Blue Light from Halloween Queen. Guys, it'll be funny. It'll definitely be funny. Kmart all the way. I'm thinking the top 10 made it October. It looks like Kmart made it. It looks like Kmart made it. I don't know. This guys, I may have to throw a poll up tomorrow. It may have to be a poll in the community post. So keep your eye on the community post tomorrow because it's all over the place here. We'll figure it out from there. It'll either be a premiere for the Kmart parody or the top 10 commercials. Set Sunday night for a premiere. So on that note, we're about an hour and 15 minutes into this live stream, and it's almost 9:30 at night. I've still got to shower. I've still got to wrap gifts, and I've still got to get some sleep because I've got an early morning. So I will definitely catch you guys with the comments sometime tomorrow. And I thank you all for spending your Friday night with me here in the live stream, and it's just kicking back, talking about everything from TGIF to Halloween and everything in between. As for next week's videos, I don't even plan anything anymore. It's a guarantee there's going to be something nightly here or daily here on the channel. I just take it day by day now with all of the Code Orange drops coming. And next week, I'll go ahead and give you this little bit of a teaser. Next week, stay tuned because I think there's going to be a Michael's in-store video coming next week. So I know for sure that video is most likely coming next week for the entire Lemax Spooky Town collection. So on that note, guys, I hope you all have a great Friday night. I hope you have a great Saturday, and I will definitely see you tomorrow night with a short. Nanran, thank you for the sticker there, and tomorrow night, Saturday night shorts. I'll throw something fun up. Thank you, Kelly. You're all the best. Couldn't do this without any of you. On that note, hope you all have a great weekend. See you back Sunday night for a premiere at 8. And if anything pops up in between, just be sure to keep that notification bell on so you don't miss a moment of the spooky Code Orange updates I give here on the channel. And also check the community post section if you want to be interactive, because that's where we do polls and updates on premieres and live streams and all of that stuff. So that's that. Have a good night, everybody. Love all of you, spooky family. And until next time, I'll see you on the dark side.